When I first found out I was pregnant, I was very scared, and I was also disappointed in myself, and I didn't know what I was going to do or how to take care of a baby at all. I was 15, a freshman in high school. Before I became pregnant, my life was pretty casual. I went to school, I got good grades, I hung out with my friends.
When she got pregnant, I just had to change my ideas for going to college. Everything was changing. I was thinking about going to work, no more partying, no more going to movies. I was only 17.
I was 17 years old. I was a senior in high school. I was extremely nervous. I didn't have a lot of friends.
I was really scared. I didn't know what I was gonna do. It wasn't a healthy relationship, and I knew right away that I wasn't gonna be able to keep it.
I work with women as young as 13. I've worked with women as old as 47. Sometimes they're married already, sometimes they're divorced, or they're single. Every single woman I work with, though, is really focused on what's best for themselves and their baby.
She asked me questions about how I was going to pay for the baby, and I couldn't respond to that because I didn't know the answer to that question. And that made me realize that I wasn't ready to parent.
In looking at the realities of what a parenting plan is, oftentimes it's that reality that leads a woman to focus more on adoption. We look at things like the budgets. We look at childcare options.
I wanted to do adoption because I know that there are fit parents out there to take care of my baby.
We were just thinking more about the baby's future and about, she deserves more than what we have right now. I was more worried about the backlash, the reaction from my family, how they were going to criticize me.
I didn't know what it really meant. I didn't know if I was ever going to see him again. I didn't know if he would be okay.
There's so many misconceptions on their end that if they chose adoption, that means they're not being a good parent, that they're giving away their baby, when they're really making a responsible plan for that child to ensure that child has a good life.
Adoption is a beautiful way to go ahead and bring two families together. I tell them that they can choose the families that they want to place their babies with. I tell them that they can be giving their babies a better life because they're going to be with families who are ready for a child.
When I got pregnant, adoption did come into my mind first, actually, because I am adopted. My biggest fear was not being able to be a part of this child's life.
Nowadays, adoption is very open, where parties, such as the birth mom and the adoptive family, can create a relationship called an open adoption where they continue to have contact throughout the child's life, through pictures, through letters, emails, phone calls, visits.
Sarah's gonna know who I am as her biological mother, and I'll know her as my daughter. It's really like a connection because she knows where she's gonna come from, she knows her birth father, she knows any medical problems that she might have.
For the birth mom, it certainly brings peace and healing to her to see that her child is growing and thriving in an adoptive family. And for that child, they have access to two families who love them, on top of always having answers to their questions.
I've never had any negative feeling for my birth parents for placing me. I've been very thankful to them. I don't know what their situation was, but I do know that they thought this was a better outcome for me.
When I stay with my birth mom, her husband and her son, we all play video games, we all go out, sometimes we paintball, and it's more like another part of your family.
They've helped me grow up, and they've been part of me, and I guess my birth parents are more like a big sister, like a best friend.
They feel that adoption is the best choice. We start to prepare a personalized adoption plan for them, where they get the option of choosing the adoptive family through profiles, getting a chance to meet with them.
When I met them, I felt really comfortable. I felt like I was talking to my own parents.
We've wanted kids very badly and went through a couple, 4 in vitro fertilization processes with no success. So we always, decided if we couldn't have kids on our own, we would adopt.
We hope that birth mothers understand that when they place a child up for adoption, that they are giving a family a child they never could have. We will always be appreciative of the sacrifices that they made, and it is important for us that they always stay involved in our child's life.
No, the first time I held Parker, it was amazing. You know, he was so tiny and just unbelievable.
I think when you're adopting a child, there's a bigger want or need or desire for children in your life. So when they hand you your adopted child, that love is just overflowing. And we love them as much as we would love a biological child.
Signing those papers was the hardest thing I had to do. And like, for 1 second I thought, like, what if I don't want to do this? The reality is it's like really sad, and it's going to take time for you to heal, but like in the long run, your child's happy and you're going to be happy for the decision that you make.
We do a lot of preliminary paperwork and discuss her legal rights prior to the baby's birth, so she's fully educated and aware of what's going to occur once the child's born.
I know that in the end I made the right decision for him, and that's what's important.
Signed the papers and I really felt comfortable because I knew where she was going to go. I knew who was going to take care of her.
Parker's still young, he's 2.5, but we do talk to him about being adopted. He does have adoption books. We do have pictures of his birth parents in his bedroom.
My open adoption is amazing. I have a whole new family, basically. I've met their whole family, they've met my family. I see them all the time.
Lots of birthdays, lots of summer get-togethers, barbecues. We do a lot. I see her probably on average 6 to 7 times a year.
When I see him now with his adoptive parents, I see how happy he is and how happy they are to have him and how much he really means to them.
The biggest reason why I placed Grace was for the pure fact for her to have 2 parents and to live a life that I couldn't give her, and also partly for me. I needed to go to college. One of the biggest things that I want to do is be a high school teacher, just to be there for any girl who needs my help.
I do not regret my decision to place her up for adoption because I see a lot of people struggle for parenting. I'm happy because like it's giving me like a second chance on like my teenage life.
We can say do this, do that, but in the end, the only way either of you will be happy is if you do what you think is right, not only for your baby, but for you as well.
If I had to tell another birth father what to do in this situation, I would just tell him that just go with whatever he feels is right. Don't worry about what people are going to say.
St. Mary's found a family for me. They supported me emotionally and they helped me out with a scholarship that ended up helping me go back to school, and in the end I changed my major to adoption counseling so that I could help others going through the same thing that I went through.
I've walked in your shoes. I've been there. I understand that this is a difficult time and a difficult decision. So at St. Mary's, we really want to make sure every woman that enters our doors is treated with the respect and dignity they need to have to make this decision.